Hi everybody, it's Galactic Man Larry here again with another G.I. Joe Classified series action figure review, and today we have in front of us the quite polemic and I don't know how much anticipated Vincent R. Falcone or Falcone. Anyway, here we have one of those not so spectacular windowless packaging that don't allow you to see anything of what you're actually buying. But I mean, it's a nice box, yeah, but it's not a nice box when it comes to action figures, because I mean, if we were at the shop, you don't need to go to a shop anymore to buy your figure, because you won't even be able to see it. So you order online, just as I did, and you get something and hope it's in the proper condition that you hope to get. You can see there's a lot of varnish on the images. I mean, actually the illustration is not bad, you know. Well, of course I cannot do that myself, but it's cool. It's a decent one. There you have renders of the guy and how we hope it would look like. That's not that terrible. I mean, it's, yeah, but there you have his abilities. You can go check that yourself on the website. I don't do that, so sorry about that. Legalese, more legalese. I actually already cut the slit on this one. And here we have Falcon. Oh, sorry about that. And of course his crate. Now, before we continue, that's the reason why I paused the video. Look at this 20 Mexican pesos bill. You can see there we have Benito Juarez. You do like this with a bill in the face, like the lines on the eyes of the character, and look what happens. It's very funny, right? That's something you can do on a date to impress your girl. Anyway, of course. Here we have a bit of Chinese, because, yeah, China, you know, recent events, I don't know. There we have a sad Mao and a happy Mao. And now, why I'm doing this nonsense? Because look at this. There you have a Falcon. Sorry, I'm not wearing the mic, the lapel. And look what happens when I do like this. Look at that. I mean, let's do it a bit closer. Just take a look at the eyes. The print is all like stretched on that plastic. It's not where it's supposed to be, like just in the, I mean, looking straight. I mean, if what the other thing is, I mean, look at that face and those lips. I don't know, it's kind of not the best one. I think people are just saying this is the worst face sculpt and paint on the line, but look at those eyes. I mean, what would happen? I mean, it's like when I do with the, again with this bill here, same effect, right? And there you have Falcon with all the accessories he comes with, which is not the largest batch of accessories, but it's also not the, it's like kind of halfway there, you know. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's also, it could be, maybe he could have another, you know, like a sidearm or something. I mean, he has the knife and the shotgun, and that's it. And his backpack, of course, but I mean, that's not a weapon. He has, I don't know if this guy is supposed to be like a communications officer or whatever, but yeah, this backpack has an antenna there. Actually, let's take a closer look at it. You have the canisters there painted black. Yeah, that's just paint. This rope thing, it's an additional piece which you cannot, I mean, it's glued there, but actually I think you could pry it. You can see it's back there, and it's glued. In my opinion, it's glued, at least. Yeah, it's not coming off. But you could, if you would really want to, you could take it off, I guess. This is not bent. I mean, it's bent, yes, but it's that's the way the sculpt is. That's the way it's shown in the render as well. So that's not like it got all bent on the box. You can see the texture there. A lot of unpainted detail. I don't know if it's just like because they're cheap, or like they use the excuse like because G.I. Joe was like that back in the day, you know, and it was like that, only a solid look. That's the shotgun. That's, I guess, that's not supposed to be like that, but it's the way it came out of the little bag. Yeah, the shotgun, it's okay. This is movable. You can, and this as well, you can just stack it up there. I don't know if that's the way you want it. I mean, that makes it more compact, of course. If I'm right, and I guess I'm not. You can the knife. Let's. The knife is actually not the worst one, but yeah, it's a knife, and you can open your beers there. You can see has this a bit not the nicest shape there in the back. It looks more like if it was bitten, but yeah, I guess it's based on some real knife. I guess it's also a bit warped, but it's not the worst warping I've seen so far. And you can put it in the sheet here on the backpack. That's a nice little something. And the shotgun, he can only carry it in his hands, if I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think that's just for him to carry. And you have also his little green beret here with that insignia there. I don't know if that's based on a real badge or whatever, but it's there. And you can put the beret. Look at that face. I mean, what makes it really bad is the color of the lips. I mean, he has really like orange, like vermilion lips. It's not red, but it's like a very dark orange. If those lips were toned down or just not painted, it's just the color is too strong. Then that thing with the eyes, it's also a bit weird, or quite weird. But looking straight, it's not that bad. The really bad thing is this, that for me, I mean, maybe you find it amazing or maybe you find it terrible. Another accessory we can see here, he has this little piece. So if you take the head off, you can take that little neckerchief or whatever it's called off. This, I think it's a new piece for him, his straps here. I have to put this guy in hot water because it's all stiff, but yeah. And if you put the beret on, let's just do it like this, he'll look, I think that's a better look. I still think the lips are just, the color of the lips is too much. It's too, in my opinion at least, it's too reddish or too dark orangish, terracotta, whatever. That should be toned down, and that wouldn't, and the guy wouldn't be, I mean, this, in my opinion, that would take him off that worst face sculpt of the line or whatever prize he's been getting by many people. It's the same legs, if I'm right, as Recondo. I think we'll check that at the end. Yeah, actually, and the arms as well. And the shirt, I mean, it's the same body as Recondo, just a different head and different overlays and accessories, of course. So, of course, the shotgun has also a peg holder for your fire effects. And there you have Falcon fully equipped. Yeah, actually, I mean, I don't think the figure is that terrible. I'll say this like for the 10th time. For me, it's like the lips. They should just tone those a bit down. Let's bring here, for example, Duke. They're supposed to be relatives or something, right? I don't even remember. Anyway, look at Duke. I mean, you don't need everybody to be like good looking or something. We are talking here about soldiers, and if this guy has a bit more of a rough face or whatever, it's okay. The thing is those lips, you know. Yeah, look at Duke's lips. Just don't stare at them too long, and look at these guys. I mean, it's just that color is too much, in my opinion. It's a bit of a drag situation in an army circumstance or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's not like the way it should be, in my opinion. We saw the knife, we saw the backpack. Actually, it fits there very snug, and he stands, and yeah, he stands nicely without much trouble. Anyway, let's remove all this stuff and let's go about the articulation. I don't think I have to remove the beret because it doesn't really get in the way. He can look up that far. It's okay. He can look down that far with the neckerchief and all, and if you remove it, maybe you gain a bit more range. I just didn't. The head can tilt to the sides. He has a good range of movement, and that's because he has a dumbbell ball peg, you know, this thing. So look at that expression there, all the tilt edge. And of course can go all the way around. Too much time for the head. The arms can go around, no problems there. Of course the little straps here will get a bit on the way, but nothing dramatic. He has an a butterfly joint that can go back and forth that far. It's the same as Recondo. If you have Recondo by now, I hope you do, I don't know. It's the same body, so it's a bit of range. I mean, mostly backwards as almost always, and a little bit forward. Better than nothing, but could be more, definitely. The arms can turn around. I mean, you have the bicep cut there. It's a decent one. It has a bit the curvature. It's not just a flat line, you know, like that Moon Knight from the MCU, which I like, just not the bicep cut. It has double jointed elbows with that much bend, so good over 90. We have again the situation that the plastic for the elbow and I guess for the knees is different than the plastic for the actual arms, you know. So one is, I guess, PVC and the other is ABS or something in mix, I don't know. But this thing is in a very different tone. I don't know, the camera maybe doesn't show it right, but this is a bit pinkier or pinkish, and this is more like, it looks more natural, you know. Yeah, this looks like from one of those old dolls, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. You have the up crunch that has to crunch two, I mean, dents forward, one backward. You have more than enough range. I'm not focusing. I like that. You can, oh, it froze again. Well, if you hit this guy, you will gain some turn at the waist, but I just hit him and he's already cold already. Anyway, the legs, I did put some oil there. I have to clean it a bit. Some, what is it, silicone oil from a spray can, you know. So he can kick forward that far. He can kick backwards like nothing. And you have some scratching there on the plastic. Is the soft plastic. If you hit it, it's just one piece, so it's, yeah, it will go away. We have the drop down, of course. If we drop that down, he does gain kicking up, so I won't complain that much with this guy. And with the oil and all of that, I'm not risking those pegs, I hope. He has that much splits, better than every Spider-Man from Marvel Legends, sadly. And of course the Captain America. You have the thigh cut there, double jointed knees. Again, these are the same legs as Recondo's, the same body actually. And you can, by the way, if you're watching, please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that, because that helps this channel a lot. It froze again, man. I just had this, you know, okay, I managed. Anyway, yeah, double jointed knees, a bit stiff joints, you know. I don't really, yeah, that could be better, you know. Oh, am I starting to break something? Or, I know it's like plastic, excess plastic. You have a boot cut, of course. You have the feet can go backwards that far, can go forwards that far, which is almost nothing. Is that all the range going forward? Anyway, just a little, very limited amount of range going forward. And you have a decent ankle rocker. Yeah. And before I forget, because I think I did, both hands have vertical swivels, so good for gun wielding. Maybe with this guy having the shotgun, I would like to have, best case scenario, extra hands, of course, but at least this one vertical is good, and maybe this one could be horizontal. I don't know, sometimes it's good to have, when you have only one weapon that should be double wielded, maybe it's, in those cases it is good to have one of each, in my opinion. Maybe I'm an ignorant, but that's what I think, you know. And there you have Vincent R. Falcone next to a Cobra Viper and a Cobra Bat, well, a Crimson Bat actually. next to the MCU Moon Knight and Serana, next to the new Black Series Wicked and Gwen Wyver, and next to Sergeant Slaughter, his body mate Recondo and Duke from the very first wave. Actually, it's a re-release, but you know, the mold is from the very first wave. Anyway, I think Falcon is it's a decent figure. It's not the worst for me. It's also not the best, but yeah, it's more like, it's not like I hate that face sculpt or something. I just think they should be careful when choosing the paint, you know, because his lips look like cut almost, you know, like a red slit there. Anyway, I won't describe it further. You can get ideas. But yeah, it's a decent one. It's not groundbreaking or earth-shattering or like, wow, this figure will change your life. But actually, looking at him from here, I like how these guys look together, and it was just random, you know. I think it's okay. It's not the, if you really don't want it, just don't get it. You won't suffer, or yeah, because I know it's. I also noticed the prices are, well, went up already. And yeah, who likes that? No one. I don't like prices going up. But yeah, I pre-ordered this guy once. I'm being very picky what I buy multiples of. Of course, army builders and maybe some character I really like, but I'm not getting everything twice or thrice anymore. So that's it for this review. I think the figure is okay, or actually I'm starting to like it. And yeah, decide for yourself. If what you saw in this video helped you make your decision, please leave a like, share, subscribe to show some support, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao, ciao.